Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
What weird flex you proud of? I made a meme on a small subreddit and a couple hours later my buddy sent me my own meme not knowing I made it. I am a hobbyist photographer. Someone used my photo for the background and put an inspirational quote over it. My friend from Berlin, I'm in the US, sent me the inspirational quote, photo and I recognized my picture. My wife didn't believe me for several weeks. I showed her both side by side. Every leaf and twig was in the exact same position. She finally agreed. I'm still not sure she believes me. It's just such a great coincidence. Change wife. She won't give my boy a congrats. I bought the 2 first books of A Song of Ice and Fire from a dude in 1999 I met on Usenet. Couldn't find them in a bookstore. He said he had cases of them in his basement. And if I wanted them autographed. It was GRRM himself and way before they got popular. GRRM procrastinating. Story checks out. Hey ChatGPT, write, The Winds of Winter. I've donated over 2 gallons of blood. I have O negative and CMV negative blood. So my blood is used in emergencies involving newborn babies. Edit. Please consider donating. Find a Red Cross blood drive near you. Coming from a previous NICU. Baby, you're a hero. Exclamation mark. Thank you folded hands medium light skin tone. I'm the mama of a grown-up NICU baby and I agree. I had modest dreams, accomplished them all. Same man. All I've ever wanted was my own apartment, girlfriend, dog, and enough money to not stress out over bills and the occasional luxury. As of yesterday I finally have all 3. Edit. I traded my ability to count for the above. Everything has a cost. I can't tell if this is a subtle joke or a typo. That's definitely a flex, unless you were sleeping. Old guy here. It's a bigger flex if you were sleeping. I have an uncanny knack for remembering people, even people that I see very briefly. For example, I once saw a guy on the escalator in Toronto and I said, "Hey, when did you move here from?" Vienna. He was flabbergasted. I had walked past him on the street once while visiting there and 5 years later I recognized him. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/super_recognizer. Life mystery possibly solved. When I was a kid, a teenager stopped me and said, "Hey, you were at the monster truck rally last year." I had no idea who this person was and just denied it because I thought he thought I was someone else. He said, "No, I remember you were there with your dad and you were wearing an Alf for President t-shirt." I should mention that I lived in a metro area of 2 million people and this truck rally was in a 20,000 person arena that was 30 minutes away from where I lived. I was at that event with my dad and while I do not remember what I wore to it, I was the proud owner of an Alf for President t-shirt. So it would have been a possible wardrobe choice that night. I was never able to understand how he remembered me or those other details. Especially because neither my dad nor I had any significant conversations with anyone there. I bet that guy was one of these types of people. Wow, I have an uncanny knack not to recognize my close workmates if they are not at work. I'll see someone at the store and think they look familiar only to realize I sit within 10 feet of them at work. How am I expected to keep track of you when you're not in your normal spot? Lol, I am with you. In fact, I think I have a little bit of facial blindness, so I need context and other triggers. I can never picture people's faces in my mind, but I think other people can. Right now I hold the record at my local barcade for Street Fighter 2. 1,010,000. I also get free beer because of it. It all happened because I was going back and forth with this guy that I haven't met yet on Who Can Get the High Score on their board. He held the record at 762,000 and then I beat it with 788,000. He's been trying to beat it ever since I posted that score and the closest he got was 770,000. When I seen that score posted on the game itself, I had about 6 beers in me and I walked over there and dropped the million by getting perfect on most of the bosses and a handful of perfects on the regular players. He's never going to touch that shit now. Hold this crown. I went swimming over the Mariana Trench, 36,000 feet of seawater, was only scared a little bit. Did it feel any different than swimming in open water that is still fairly deep but not the deepest in the world? Lol. Yeah, I doubt it. A lot of people freaking out here seem to have never swam where they couldn't touch the ground. I once swam over an open area and if you're afraid of heights it can get to you. It really doesn't help either that it's probably in really cold water. So the shock of looking down and freaking out while cold makes things especially bad. But that's just my experience. Fuck KKKK that. I built and installed a bookshelf doorway with a hidden door handle myself. It leads into a room dedicated only to Dungeons and Dragons. Childhood dream achieved. Barack Obama follows me on Twitter, and I have no idea why. DM him and ask. I'm scared he'll realize his mistake and stop. John Cena follows me. I have no idea why either. All the other replies are wrong. Obama used to follow everyone in his first campaign and president days. especially those who followed him first and or interacted with his tweets. It was automated. I remember one time coming up with a hilarious joke but saving it for later and then half a year after finding perfect time to say it. Now I want to know what the joke is. So there was a man talking that Lily is the best name for a wife, and I interrupted with, so do you need a brother-in-law? He knew that my sister was named Lily but haven't thought about it for the whole conversation. He laughed so hard at the moment.